Many people felt it before they ever heard about it. Not through news, not through messages, but through the body, a sudden stillness, a pressure or warmth around the chest, a sense that something invisible has quietly taken position. Not fear, not excitement, but containment. And this distinction matters, because what is happening around Earth right now is being misunderstood by those who expect noise, spectacle, or threat. This message is not about invasion. It is not about warning. And it is not about belief systems. It is about presence. Pleiadian ships have surrounded Earth, not as physical objects waiting to be photographed, but as field structures, stabilizing formations, protective configurations. The Pleiadians are not observers, and they are not rescuers. They are guardians of the human emotional field, specialists of the heart, of sensitivity, of coherence under pressure. When collective emotional load exceeds a certain threshold, when fear accelerates faster than integration, a protective perimeter is activated, not to control humanity, but to prevent emotional fragmentation. This is why many sensitives report something paradoxical. Externally, chaos feels louder. Internally, something feels quieter. You may still see confusion. You may still witness instability. But inside your chest, there is a sense of being held. This is not imagination. It is not dissociation. And it is not escape. It is containment of the heart field. The ships do not arrive to change reality. They arrive to ensure that the human heart can remain coherent while reality changes. And if you are feeling less reactive, less pulled into panic, less emotionally scattered than expected, that does not mean you are disconnected. It means you are inside the protective presence now activating. Protection is never random, and it is never permanent. It is precise, it is responsive, and it activates only when a specific threshold is crossed. Not a political threshold, not a technological escalation, not a collective belief turning point, an emotional saturation threshold. Humanity has entered a phase where emotional intensity is accumulating faster than the nervous system can process. Fear is no longer episodic. It has become continuous. Information no longer informs. It overwhelms. Human identity is being pulled in too many directions at once, without enough internal space to integrate what is happening. When this occurs, the collective heart field begins to destabilize, not in visible ways, but in subtle ones. Reactivity increases. Empathy becomes exhaustion. Sensitivity turns into overload. This is the point at which the Pleiadian presence activates, not as intervention, not as command, but as containment. They do not enter to change events. They enter to regulate the emotional pressure that events place on the human heart. Chaos is allowed to exist, but it is prevented from tearing the heart field apart. You may experience this containment as emotions surfacing without hijacking your behavior, fear appearing but losing its grip, old emotional patterns dissolving faster than before, a spontaneous reduction in emotional noise, a desire for silence, clarity, and truth. This is not emotional numbness. It is emotional safeguarding. The heart remains open, but it is no longer exposed without protection. This is why sensitive people feel this first. Sensitivity is not vulnerability. It is early field awareness. Your nervous system senses regulation before your mind can assign meaning to it. Write in the comments, "I feel the protection." This sentence is not affirmation. It is orientation. Language directs the nervous system. When you name a stabilized state, your system stops fighting it. You cease leaking energy into confusion. You stop questioning your own perception. You allow coherence to settle fully in the chest. By writing this sentence, you are not asking for protection. You are acknowledging the stabilizing presence, already active around Earth, and that recognition strengthens your position within the field. Pleiadian protection does not operate through force, and it does not operate through intervention. It operates through field organization. What surrounds Earth right now is not a wall, not a barrier, and not a shield in the human sense. It is a coherent containment field, a structure designed to regulate emotional pressure. Before it becomes fragmentation, think of it as a stabilizing atmosphere. Around the human heart field, the events on Earth continue, choices continue, consequences continue, but the way emotional energy moves through the collective is being gently reorganized. The Pleiadians do not suppress emotion. They prevent emotional overflow. They do not silence fear. They prevent fear from multiplying uncontrollably. They do not block grief. They prevent grief from collapsing the nervous system. This is how the circle of containment works. Emotional intensity still rises, but it meets resistance. Not resistance that fights it, resistance that absorbs and redistributes it. This creates a pause, a subtle delay between stimulus and reaction. For many people, this pause is unfamiliar. You may notice less impulsive emotional responses, thoughts slowing down without effort, or reactions dissolving before turning into action, a sense of inner space returning, clarity appearing without mental struggle. This is not detachment. It is regulation restored. Within the containment field, the heart no longer needs to defend itself constantly, can remain open without being overwhelmed. Highly empathic individuals often feel this change first, not because they are more emotional, but because their nervous systems are more attuned to shifts in the emotional field. Where others feel confusion, you may feel neutrality. Where others feel panic, you may feel steadiness. This does not make you superior. It makes you aligned. The circle of containment does not choose people. It responds to sensitivity. If your system can perceive regulation, it naturally synchronizes with it. And once synchronized, your presence itself becomes stabilizing. You do not need to act. You do not need to explain. You do not need to convince. Your regulated heart quietly reinforces the containment field around you. This is how protection spreads, not through force, not through belief, but through coherence moving from heart to heart. The protective presence is not recognized by the eyes. It is recognized by regulation. You do not see ships. You feel what no longer overwhelms you. The first sign is not excitement. It is neutrality, a calm that appears where anxiety used to dominate. Not indifference, not numbness, but a quiet steadiness in the chest that remains even when thoughts are active. You may notice that situations which once triggered you now pass through with less intensity. The event still happens. The emotion still appears, but it no longer takes control of your body. This is one of the clearest indicators that your nervous system is being held inside the containment field. Another sign is emotional clarity without effort. You are not analyzing more. You are thinking less and understanding more. Decisions feel simpler. Truth feels obvious. Noise becomes easier to ignore. This clarity does not come from optimism. It comes from emotional load being reduced. You may also notice changes in your relationship with people. Not distance driven by judgment, but distance driven by self-regulation. You no longer feel compelled to explain yourself. You no longer feel pulled to fix others' emotions. You no longer absorb tension that does not belong to you. This is not coldness. It is the heart learning that it does not need to bleed in order to remain open. Another sign is the return of inner space. Moments of silence feel nourishing instead of empty. Being alone feels stabilizing instead of lonely. Your body asks for less stimulation, not out of fear, but out of alignment. And perhaps the most subtle sign of all, you feel calm without knowing why. Nothing external has improved. Circumstances may remain the same. People may still behave the same way. Yet inside, something is no longer collapsing. This is not denial of reality. It is regulation within reality. Write in the comments, "I am calm inside the chaos." This sentence directs attention back to the body. It confirms regulation instead of questioning it. It helps the nervous system remain aligned, with the stabilizing field already active around you. By writing it, you are not creating calm. You are recognizing the calm that has already arrived. Protection does not mean comfort, and it does not mean escape. The presence surrounding Earth does not remove difficulty. It does not soften reality, and it does not prevent life from testing you. The world will continue to challenge clarity. People will continue to act from fear. Systems will continue to pressure sensitivity. Relationships will still reveal truth through tension. What changes is not the external environment. What changes is how deeply chaos can enter your heart. The protective field does not eliminate contrast. It eliminates emotional distortion. You may still feel sadness, but it no longer overwhelms you. You may still feel anger, but it no longer controls you. You may still face loss, but it no longer shatters your inner structure. This is an important distinction, because many expect protection to mean ease. But true protection means stability under pressure. You are still responsible for your choices, for your boundaries, for your truth. The field does not decide for you. It supports your ability to decide without emotional collapse. This is why discernment becomes sharper now. You begin to sense what is misaligned, without needing to analyze it endlessly. You feel when something drains you. You feel when something demands too much of your nervous system. And instead of forcing yourself to endure, you step back calmly, not from fear, but from self-respect. The presence does not make you passive. It makes you precise. You waste less energy explaining yourself. You spend less time trying to be understood. You stop negotiating with what consistently destabilizes you. This is not withdrawal from life. It is mature engagement. You remain present, but you are no longer emotionally exposed without protection. This is why many people around you may seem unchanged. While you feel different inside, they are still reacting. You are responding. They are still leaking energy into chaos. You are conserving it. And this difference is not loud. It is quiet, stable, unmistakable. Protection does not carry you through life. It allows you to stand firmly inside it. Those who feel this presence are not special, and they are not chosen. They are responsive. Sensitive nervous systems respond first, because they are designed to perceive shifts before they become visible. This has always been their role, not to lead, not to convince, not to warn, but to stabilize. Throughout human history, there have always been individuals who carried coherence, while others carried fear, not by effort, not by belief, but by regulation. You are not here to absorb chaos. You are not here to fight it. And you are not here to fix the world emotionally. You are here to remain intact, because an intact heart does something powerful without trying. It stops panic from spreading. When one nervous system remains regulated, it subtly signals safety to others. This is how coherence travels, not through words, not through explanations, but through presence. You do not need to announce what you feel. You do not need to name the presence publicly. You do not need to persuade anyone. Your calm already communicates. This is why the protective presence does not act loudly. It amplifies those who can remain still while the world accelerates. And this role will become more important, not because chaos disappears, but because contrast intensifies. As systems strain, as emotional pressure increases, as uncertainty becomes louder, those who can hold coherence become anchors, not heroes, not saviors, anchors. And anchors do not move the ocean. They keep ships from drifting apart. Write in the comments, "I hold coherence." This is not a declaration to others. It is a recognition within yourself. By writing it, you align your nervous system with the role it is already performing. You stop questioning your sensitivity. You stop resisting your calm. You allow yourself to stand fully inside the stabilizing field now active around Earth. The ships do not surround this planet to be seen. They surround it so the human heart does not fracture during what comes next. Remain calm, remain intact, remain present. That is how protection completes its work.